I've been wanting to do this video on the coronavirus for a few days, but the divine would let me do this or make this happen only at this point of time. I'm going to approach this problem from a perspective that you won't get or you have not been getting from regular media and even the religious channels that talk about it do not attempt to give you a perspective that is needed, which I am trying to do to give you that perspective. Looking back of what has happened within the past 10 days is just an enormous disaster, an economic disaster for America and for the rest of the world as well. And it is a wake-up call for the human race that our civilization that we have built up over a period of a century or many centuries can be lost very quickly. Even in a few months, it can be wiped out by a simple virus that can kill us. And that is the reality. The reality is no matter how prepared you are not going to be completely protected. You cannot go on complaining at the administration for everything. How can anybody be prepared for something for which there is no quick solution? Because the bottom line is there is no medicine for this virus. This is one perspective. And I want you to look at the solution from the perspective of the problem. The problem of the virus is about fear. We are all afraid. Afraid of what? Afraid of ill health, pain, and death. And that is the bottom line. Ill health, pain, and death. And nobody wants to die, even though you may have lived for 90 years, you don't want to die. Nobody wants to die. And then as you go on and looking at the media, it puts more and more fear into the people. And it's all negative. You have to look at the problem and the solution and analyze how this has to be presented to the general public, because they are carried away by the media. The media is everything. So the media has the responsibility to analyze it before they give it out to people. It is true that we are short of hospitals, we are short of ventilators, we are short of masks, we are short of everything almost, even the hand washing liquids. And assuming that you have a ventilator, assuming that you have enough hand washing liquid, assuming that you have all the masks, so what's going to happen? You can control. Definitely you can control. Can you not control without it? You can control without it. That we have been doing too. Isolation and then social distancing, all these are very effective one, because that is the only way, only opportunity or alternative. There is no other alternative. That's the only solution. The solution is just you keep away from people, be in isolation, and that's it. And that is the only solution available. You may talk about it from morning till evening. What is going to be the solution? The solution is isolation. So you just present this all day long, and you run out of uh, material to engage people. So you bring in a lot of people to talk about that and analyze it. I'm not against experts coming and giving their opinion. It should be like limited for an hour or two, but focus on the solution in a very practical and profitable way. If we had done that, the economy would not have collapsed. The economy collapsed because it is a fear response. That's why Swami Ramalingam said that you should have zero fear. What are you afraid of? After all, you are afraid of, as I said in the beginning, ill health, pain, and death. The body is going to die anyway, one day. But then there is tremendous amount of fear over this death. So there should be an education about death and life. And that is very important. And once you are not afraid of death, once you have no fear, then you will not be depressed. You won't be negative, because there won't be any anxiety. So the real education is not giving academic training in math, physics, chemistry, but also about life itself. Life itself is to understand that you are not the body. And this has been the teaching of the mystics. Even after you die, the soul persists. But we don't want to study about the soul, because for the scientists and the rationalists, the soul doesn't exist. What exists for them is just fear. Rationality is responsible for the fear. They just reasoned out, oh my God, this is a disease for which there is no medicine. Everybody freaks out. And then the media fuels to the freaking out. And as a result, what happens? There is a tremendous amount of loss, because the response affects the whole industry. And now the government is trying to give you $1,000 per person for losing jobs. Is this going to work? So we have to really offer courses for people. Hey, we have done something wrong. Everybody has come together and then accept in the media that we have screwed up the management of the coronavirus. We should not have put fear in people. I'm looking at it just not only in from the standpoint of the American response or the European response. I'm looking at it from the response that India is giving to this. India, I just received an audio clip from a responsible doctor of infectious diseases. And he is saying, don't freak out. It is just like a flu. It is more poisonous, of course. And there is no medicine. And it is going to go away. And if you freak out, and this is his country, and then this doctor is a nationalist, and he said that he is concerned about the 1.3 billion people in India freaking out, and then focusing on the lack of resources like ventilators or respirators or beds in the hospital, and how many doctors are available. If they think about that, the fear will drive them nuts. Already in response to the American stock market crash, the Indian market crashed as well, and every market has crashed. Just only a fear. People have to become calm. Yes, you are infected. What are you going to do? Make sure it's 14 days or 3 weeks or 1 month isolation, and after that it is going to be gone. If we had managed it properly without putting fear in the people, the stock market would not have collapsed. We should have openly told them this is what is going to happen. We will handle it. It will take some time. But instead of that, we said, oh my God, this is the end of the world, apocalypse. And what happened? And now we have not only found any solution, and it has created tremendous amount of anxiety and fear, and then it keeps on going. We have the responsibility to be prepared. The government has to do its job, and that I don't compromise. I know there is certainly a failure on the part of the government for a certain level of being prepared, which has been missing. And that is a lesson that we have learned, and we are always going to be learning lessons. Now, I just don't want to look at the past. We have done the damage, and we are not out of the problem yet. And how are you going to manage this? It is just stepping out of the regular ways of our mental process. The mind will keep putting fear in you, and that is being fueled by people around you, also the media, and you don't think about anything else. In Buddhism, there is an experience called the valley experience. You just go to the bottom of the valley. Why? From the valley, there is no fall. So if you are going to be mentally prepared, I'm going to accept what is going to happen. If I accept or not, it is what it is. If you have that attitude, you will be out of the fear, or out of the fear. And it will take some time because you don't have as a training in which you are taught about life. What is life? In the Bhagavad Gita, there is a God, Krishna, who encourages Arjuna to go and kill the enemy, who happened to be uh, the, the, the relatives of one family. It's all nephews, great grandfathers, and uncles. You have to go and kill them. And he has to give a rationale for Arjuna, the disciple. Why? Why do I have to kill them? I don't want anything here. I've lived in the woods for 14 years or a few years. I don't know how many. I don't remember. So we are fine. I don't want to kill my grandfather, my teachers who are on the other side of the army, and get this material wealth. And material wealth is useless anyway. And Krishna tells Arjuna, right, don't talk like a monk. You are not a monk. You are a warrior. You have to do your duty. You have to do your dharma. The dharma is these are bad guys and they have to be destroyed. And if you talk philosophy, let's talk philosophy too. And you are not the right person for me to engage in that conversation because your knowledge in mysticism and philosophy is poor. He says, yes. Why? He asks him a very pertinent question. Why do you worry about killing the wrong people? If you worry about death of those people, you are not a wise person. A wise person or a realized person or an enlightened person will not worry about neither the birth nor death. And if this is very strongly entrenched in your consciousness, then you will not worry at all. What does it matter if you die today versus 10 years later? It doesn't matter. This is not high philosophy. This is a practical philosophy of anxiety management, stress management, fear management. All of these are embedded in it. And this should be made available to people at this time. So what? The world has existed forever. Civilizations came and then they vanished, and then new civilizations came, and then we are, and we are living better off than the people who lived before us. What happened to the Roman civilization, the Greek civilization, and the Aztecs, and the Mayans, and the Chinese civilizations? They are all gone. One thing, the beauty about Indian civilization is the philosophy, the mysticism is still existing. The 1.3 billion people, if they freak out and they can't cope with it. We do not know whether they are all saying the India is not even in the picture. There are people who say that we are not getting the right data because nobody has been tested, which could be true, because in New York that's what happened. The numbers increase because they just go and test the homeless, and then the statistics, just go high because all these people are hanging out together and then they are all infected. So when this is published in the newspapers and through the media, television media. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Everybody is going to die. Death, 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 death. Everywhere there is death. Forget it. Don't occupy yourself with the death. Occupy yourself with your own eternal self. Meditate. And through meditation, you'll be able to get to a place where they are not driven crazy by your mind. The paradigm that we have is that all of our socialization is all about survival. And that is the problem. Survival of what? Of this body. So we have to look at what we are doing to ourselves, to our society, and it was painful for me that even though such a disaster has struck us worldwide, that's not one even a tiny reference to God. They all talk about how to gather more equipments, more hospitals, more. And not even any attempt has been made to give peace of mind to the people who are without money. And I am not a philosopher who is not focusing attention on the problem of lack of money. They say 20% of the people are going to be unemployed, which is a large amount percentage. Or what are we going to do? Again, there too, you should not be focusing on the problem in a negative way. Focus on a positive way. The coronavirus fear has created such a shock and practical loss to the entire world. And the entire world is now should be asking, okay, and our civilization and our money and our health, all this are in danger. And then it all happened within a few weeks, or in some countries, a few months. Can we build to a place, at least where America is concerned, to a place where we were a few weeks ago? Yes or no? Most people will tend to say no, but you should say yes. But it might appear to be a lie or a false hope. That's not it. There is only one philosophy. If you live by that philosophy, then there will be no suffering. Yad bhavam tad bhavati. You become as you think. So collectively, we should engage in positive thinking. It is not just philosophy. It is science. If everybody is going to be positive or had a positive response towards what happened, okay, the virus is here, there is no medicine for this virus. So social distancing is what is needed, and then all the people, the business people, the stock market guys, and then the politicians on both sides, they all agree. So we will control this. in a sane way. And that would have helped us. But you just open the TV, it's all bombarded with there is no hope. And we expect that it is going to go worse and worse and worse unless we control it. What I'm saying is, let the people in the planning domain, the government guys, let them do it. That is their way of thinking. But collectively, the social media is very powerful. That's why I'm doing this. If we all join together and then pray, or if we don't want to pray because science and technology have killed our faith, at least believe in one idea or maxim by which one has to live if one has to have peace of mind. Yad bhavam tad bhavati. You become as you think. Collectively too, this is the same. I just remember the Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam. Let us make up in the bar the time that we have lost in the mosque. I like this concept, that has been put in a very humorous way, but I don't agree with the alternative given there. You don't waste time in the mosque. You become timeless when going to the mosque. But anyway, that's something to distract. Poetry is a way of distracting in a divine way. I have great admiration for poets. But anyway, to come back to the coronavirus, what's the treatment option? Now, I was looking at, I was watching MSNBC. The president was there, and then the FDA commissioner was also there. And then the gist of it is it will take 12 months to create a vaccine, minimum. And there is no easy way to stop the virus because there is no drug available. And at least they came up with ideas of getting some other medicine used for other diseases like malaria could be used. But then even then that is not going to be available without proper testing. Now, if we think that is going to take 12 months, it will take 12 months or even more. So what we have to collectively do is to understand what time is. Time is what you manufacture in your mind. Your mind is your time. And there is a book called Ending Time by Krishnamurti, conversation between Krishnamurti and the famous physicist from London, David Bohm. My own enlightenment experience, at least one of that experience, was when I was reading the conversation between these two guys. I was reading a book in the library at the University of Pittsburgh. Oh my God, suddenly my mind stopped and time stopped. I have had that experience many times. And if time stops, everything stops. Mind stops, everything stops. You are in a state of bliss. And if you can remain there forever, like the yogis do, that's another model, a great model. But not many people can do that. The Buddha can do it. Jesus can say that, let the dead bury the dead, deny thyself and follow me, all these things. Why we can't do? It is because we have not been trained, in managing our mind, trained in the physics. I don't want to say the philosophy, that there is nothing that exists other than your mind. Einstein once said that he doesn't have a problem in thinking that the world is an illusion, but he said it is a persistent illusion. That is what I see. But that happens only when you stay at the level of the mind, at the gross world, not at the particle level. Now the particle physicists know that there is a domain, the particle domain, which you are a particle too, in which everything is everywhere. The concept of non-locality. I am here in San Diego in certain sense. That is what we relate to. But it is also true that I am also in the space in another planet, or in India or Japan or wherever. It is because as a particle, I am not limited. As a subatomic particle, which I am just a bunch of particles, not just this flesh and blood. But unfortunately, we have only been trained to think the body is our identity, and the body is dead, then you are dead. So it's very important that we begin to focus attention on what is life, what is soul. It's very interesting that I was reading this morning Sylvia Brown, and was talking about cell memory. Somebody went through a kidney transplant, and then a guy who received this kidney began to live the memories of the donor. There is another case it discusses of another transplant, and then he also had the same experience, and then all that, and she was fixing all these people through educating the mind. Hey, don't live. These are in a different body. So the cell memory is also there. It's not only you think through your brain, you think through your cells in the body too. So there are lots of other things that we are not even considering as worth understanding. We are completely lost So in order to find a permanent solution for the disaster we have to begin to learn in the now, and then become very positive. And if you are a spiritual person or God-fearing person, will have faith in God. If you have faith, Jesus said, you can move mountains. If you have faith like a mustard seed, he said, not like a pumpkin, a mustard seed is a very small, you know, particle that he could conceive of at that time. That now I can use the word particle, a boson. Even if you have faith like a boson, or a lepton, or a muon, fermion, these are all subatomic particles. So when you live in the subatomic world, then things change tremendously. Those of you who have been following me, the one video that I have done, video or audio, I think, you ride on an electron and spin like an electron with a mantra Srimriji for bringing money to you. And that's, even today, I think that's a great meditation if you can go and find that. It's on the YouTube, I think. I think it's in the YouTube, not on Facebook. So the fear has really ruined us. It will keep ruining us if we don't find a solution to it. And the solution to fear is to be in the now, to change the way you are thinking. Every now and then you should check what thoughts are there and then tell the mind, shut up, shut up, shut up, I don't want to. The disease also is a memory, old memory. The debt that you have is a memory. The future is also the projection of the logic of the past, because we don't live the present. We live only the past and still call it the present. The present is pleasant. It is being in heaven. That's why, as what is going to help this world is people who are positive, people who are believers in God, whether you believe in Jesus or Moses or Lasu or the Buddha or Shiva or Krishna, it doesn't really matter. You become as you think. If you think like Moses, you become Moses. That's what it is. It is so simple. The greatest treasure that God has given us, His own consciousness, His own body. That's why in the Bible it said, God created man in His own image. We have tremendous amount of power locked inside us. So this is a time, awakening time, and time for us to reflect. So I just want to, my own contribution is in two ways. One is I remain positive regardless and visualize the stock market coming up, the virus being controlled and diminished through the participation of the divine and your positivity. So if we can collectively become very positive and not focus on the negative from morning till evening, then it will reinforce the negativity and we probably will be lost. And I don't want that to happen. I don't even put that in my consciousness. So there are a lot of meditations that I have given. They are all available, thousands of them, both on the YouTube and on Facebook. I invite you to go and then uh, practice the meditation and live in joy. And then you will be radiating that joy to other people. If you are fearful, you will be radiating only fear. So they say that nobody is immune to this coronavirus. It's not only old people. Now there was a news that even a 5-year-old can get coronavirus. Even teenagers can get coronavirus. It's not that they are immune. Nobody is immune. But you develop the immunity. Saying that I'm going to live in the moment. The mind will come and then put fear. I'm not going to subject myself to the fear. You have to transcend this mind. Once you transcend the mind, there will be this timeless reality of the non-mind. And that is full of joy and happiness. That is being in heaven. I want you to take this seriously, and then let's, not only just for you, for your sake, but for the sake of the entire world. We need this a solution for coronavirus. Also put in your mind that there will be a solution available. And I have some medicine that I have been working on, and I'm formalizing that. So that will be, that has not been tested, but tested for cancer, but not on humans, very powerful ones that I would be releasing it soon, and God bless. Be happy.